Hello beautiful people. Today we're going to talk about how to ask for a raise with a promotion. If you're asking for a raise with a promotion, you're doing it backwards. Let's sort that out. Most bosses want to promote you. There's two things stopping them. One is your readiness and the other one is their budget. I'll show you how to handle both. I'll tell you a quick story about someone sheepishly coming into my office looking for a promotion and saying that they didn't want my job. I take it at that point that they weren't ready. Let's make sure you are. At the end of this video, you'll know how to position yourself for a promotion, make sure you and your boss are in alignment, and how to be able to jump on it when the opportunity arises. So we want to reverse the order. We want to do promotion first, raise second. If you're asking for a raise and expecting a promotion, you're doing it backwards. Step number one is make sure that you are ready for a promotion and make sure that you know whether or not a raise comes with that promotion. So let's get you ready for that. Promotion readiness assessment, which is my free gift to you down in the links below. Do that. See for yourself whether or not you are ready to get a promotion. Other thing you need to do is make sure you're having the right conversations at the right time, and this requires advanced planning. Promotions happen on a 12 to 24 month cycle, mostly a 12-month cycle. And so make sure that you've had the conversations ahead of time, both with your boss and with HR, to make sure that you are ready for a promotion. Make sure the promotion you've decided that you're ready for also comes with a raise. So when the time comes, you are asking for both a promotion, knowing that a raise comes with it, and you're also clarifying that raise and when it's going to happen. It's really hard for a boss to be able to fill the gap between where you are and what you think you might want. If you spend more time figuring out what it is that you want, and you're realistic about what you know you can contribute, it's much easier for your boss to be able to step into that and help you. So make sure that you've done your homework to know what it is that you want next. If you come in with some vague ideas around what it is that you might like, you're putting your boss in a position where they have a speculative conversation with you, and they're not then expecting to have a get promoted conversation with you until about 6, 12, 18 months from then. So if someone comes into my office and they've done their homework and they know what they want, and they've identified the position that they think that they can move into, maybe one or two positions, it doesn't have to be just one, then I know that I can get behind them and work with them to get them promoted in the next cycle. If someone comes into my office and said, I'm thinking I might like to get promoted, that's a perfectly fine conversation to have. But what I'm doing is I'm sending them away with homework to do. Promotion readiness assessment is definitely part of that homework, but I'm sending them away with homework to do and conversations that they need to have with HR before they come back to me and we really roll up our sleeves and look at whether or not we're positioning them for a promotion and a raise. So just know where you are in that timeline and make sure that you're respectful of that. It's also important for you to align your performance with your own expectations and your boss's expectations. So you may think that you're doing absolute gangbusters and everything you do is totally fabulous. Lucky for you, I'd love to live in that world. But what you want to be able to do is make sure that that matches with your boss's expectations and your boss's assessments of your promotability and your performance. That can only happen through fairly regular structured conversations. So hopefully your boss has a habit of having one-on-ones with you, and hopefully they happen once a month or at least once a quarter. Make sure you're taking time to prepare for those. Make sure that you're having really strong conversations with your boss there. Now remember, your boss might be doing 20 or 30 one-on-ones. They're a lot of work. They're really hard. You're listening to a different person with different expectations and different hopes and different ambitions every 60 minutes with a few breaks in between. Having done those, I would advise you to do as much prep as you possibly can. And you can even do prep ahead of time. I've had a couple of people who would send me an agenda for what they wanted to get out of their one-on-one. My God, I loved those people, because what they would do is they would allow me to be able to relax a little bit and I could have more effective conversations with them. I could do more coaching with them. I could figure out how together we were going to work to support them. So the more that you can show your own maturity and your own preparation and your own ambition to advance yourself without necessarily stepping on top of other people, the more support you can give your boss and the more that you can show that you're taking stuff off your boss's plate. Simple thing to take off their plate is do an agenda. The more you're going to build trust with them, the more you're going to be ready to have the conversations around a promotion and a raise. If you're a boss, you will understand that getting someone promoted is fabulous. It's fun. It's great. You feel really good telling them about it. I did another video on what to tell people when they did not get a promotion. And that's hard. Those are difficult conversations. But if you get someone a promotion, you cannot wait to tell them. You are delighted to tell them. When you ask for a promotion and a raise, make sure you've done the work to make it easy for your boss to say yes. Make sure you know where you fit in their budget cycles. Make sure that you've done your own homework to make sure that you think that you're ready to be promoted. They're the only things that they really have to deal with when it comes to you getting promoted. Do they have the budget? Are you ready? Let's make sure we take those things off the table and the conversation becomes a lot easier. So let me tell you a quick story about preparation for the I'd like a promotion and a raise conversation. Someone once came into my office and stuck their head in the door and they said, I need to talk to you about something. I don't want your job, but I want to talk to you about something. Now that was kind of funny on a couple of different levels, but one was, I would have been delighted if they said they wanted my job. I had great plans for where my job could go. And if they were able to step up and take things off my plate, I could have certainly moved on to do other things with them behind me that would have supported them. But what it showed was that they were uncomfortable having the conversation, that they did it on the spur of the moment, that they hadn't done their homework, they hadn't done the prep, they hadn't done the planning. And so they came in with this slightly charming, slightly awkward, slightly silly approach to it. And so what I said to them was, I'd love you to want my job. I said, I want everyone who works for me to want my job. How else do you think I'm going to get promoted? So when you're looking for a promotion and a raise, you don't want to be saying to your boss, I don't want your job, or I do want your job. I think it's realistic to be able to say, I would like to be in a position to be able to do what you're doing 3 years from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, 6 months from now. And the conversation that you're having with your boss is one of design and planning. It's not that awkward conversation with sweaty palms where you're saying, I need more money and I want a promotion. It's one where you're actually collaborating together to do the work that needs to be done to be able to support you in getting promoted, adding more value for your company, and getting a raise as a result. So I have a free gift for you that I think will help you with this. It's my promotion readiness assessment. Link down in the comments below. It's www.getpromotedassessment.com. It'll help you know whether or not you're ready. It'll get you ready for the conversation with your boss. And I wish you the best of luck.